We are
Sure.
definitely we are live now. We are live. We are live. Hello, people. Hello. Happy Sunday. I know a lot of you guys are probably at church or sitting at home, relax, wherever you are. Happy Sunday to you. This is Peter. But before I proceed, I would like to have you guys subscribe to this channel if you're new. Share my content, leave a comment, and just be a great viewer. All right. So, as you guys know, I'm Zawadi M, your great host here. We have Peter here. Peter is, I mean, he can talk to you guys a little bit about himself before we get into all of this stuff. But I met Peter on LinkedIn. I just sent him a message one day, letting him know about my curiosity, and then he was very, very open to a discussion. We got on a Zoom call, and ever since we've been communicating. And yeah, and every now and then I try to learn Swahili, so a little bit of Swahili words here and there. So, Sasa. So anyway, so yeah, Peter, tell the viewers a little bit about yourself, your background, and all of that.
Okay. Thank you, Emma, for this amazing opportunity. My name is Peter Nyating. I'm a renowned agriculture expert. I have a degree in horticulture from the University of Nairobi,
Hmm.
and I've been measuring on vertical farming, soilless farming per se, and this is something that I've done for the last 5 years. And I've been bestowed by responsibility of training and installing vertical farms and soilless farms across Africa. Some of the successful farms that I've installed are in Congo, and then another one is in Ouagadougou, and then
Hmm.
Tanzania, and then right now we are planning one in South Africa. So all these farms are there, a commercial farm. At the same
Hmm.
time, they are there to train the communities on how to grow food sustainably, as we purpose to work on ending hunger and improving food security in Africa. So yeah, just a sort of bit
Okay.
about me. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You have like massive, list, pretty much of your experience, like you said, South Africa to Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso, Tanzania. Even Kenya. So that's really good. A lot of young folks are now looking into agriculture. Are you seeing like what are you seeing across our generation, the new generation now? What are you observing across our
Yeah,
generation?
thank you for that. Thank you for that. That's a good question. Agriculture remains the, I would say, the GDP or the core uh, sector where like most of the people are employed. At the same
Hmm.
time, most of the economies of African countries come from agriculture. And then most of the youths have been running away from agriculture because they don't see it as a cool stuff. But then what we've been able to do is that we've been able to make agriculture more profitable. We've been able to make it cool, and we've been able to make it more productive. It is
Hmm.
through doing so that we bring culture back to agriculture. To
Hmm.
make it cool, we've managed to bring more innovation into it, whereby
Hmm.
instead of a youth soiling the hands using the soil, we've done like the hydroponics aspect or the vertical farming aspect, whereby we are using a substrate which are not soil. Okay,
Okay.
so this makes use not to soil their hands. Alternatively, we've been able to make it cool as possible, whereby they
Hmm.
don't have to take the land and hurt their back. So this one they can even put on a suit, go to the farm and farm just on a press on a
Ah.
button. Yeah.
Okay.
So and then we've been able to make it profitable in the sense that we've come up with a technology which can grow food all year round without season.
Hmm.
Okay. At the same time, we train and teach farmers on profitable crops that they can venture it to give them high returns. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is the vertical farming, like you talk about. So
Sure.
minimizing the usage of the soil, right? Because now in this case, you're more like indoor. Is that what what you're saying? Indoor farming type of thing.
It's just a control environment agriculture. It does not mean that you have to do it indoors because
Okay.
doing it indoors comes with it cost thing. So what we've been able to do is just to do a simple garden, just control the environment around it, just to make it work.
Okay.
And that we've done use that one we've done using locally available materials
Okay.
to make it
Okay.
more sustainable.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. So I've seen that you do more like strawberries. Um, that's something that we don't really see typically in Africa. I mean, personally, when I visit Ghana or Liberia, I don't see strawberries a lot. And this is something that with vertical farming that you do, right? Like, can you talk to us a little bit more about that?
Okay, just like I said, the end goal here is to make agriculture profitable.
Hmm.
It's through making it profitable that we bring culture back to agriculture. So we've selected crops that we grow. For example, strawberries, just like you. So it's a high crops, high demand, and it gives farmers a good return. At the same
Okay.
time, we leverage more on the capsicum. It's not just capsicum, but colored capsicum, also good in returns. Tomatoes. For
Okay.
the niche markets, we grow for farmers now the lettuces and herbs and spices.
Okay, okay, all right.
Yeah,
This is actually really good info. I have always been curious to know like how come a lot of people are not really planting or working on strawberries.
yeah.
And then I would really like to know more about that too. So yeah, so are you seeing more female farmers versus male farmers now? Like what are you observing in the field?
Youths are starting to embrace agriculture,
Mm-hmm.
though it's more dominated by men. But then even the ladies or female are starting to appreciate because they play a very crucial role when it comes to agriculture value chain. Actually, they're the highest.
Okay.
So a good number of female now are doing it, mostly in the value addition. They are
Mm-hmm.
really doing some good progress there, and we really appreciate that. The end goal here, we want to bring as many females as possible to complement men in these endeavors of food security in Africa.
Right, right, right. Obviously, there's so much scarcity when it comes to food on the continent, even still.
Yeah,
And as
yeah,
we are growing every day.
yeah. And then what was like trying to pull ladies away, pull them away is probably the fact that the agriculture that is being practiced dominating Africa is convectional, and this
Hmm.
convectional thing is more physical, and the
Right.
ladies do not have that strength, just like men, physical labor to
Hmm.
excel in. So what we've able to do to bring more ladies on board is to make agriculture simple,
Hmm. Hmm.
and we've removed the labor aspect, the physical
Okay.
labor aspect, and done more of innovations and automations yeah, something of sort, just to make it as
Okay.
simple as possible, so that they come and take part in it.
Okay, okay. So yeah, guys, if you guys are new here, we're talking more so about vertical farming compared to conventional farming. Conventional farming, from what Peter is saying, it takes a lot of work, physical labor. And then moving on to vertical farming, you have more like technology based, right? More technology
Sure.
based, simple type of thing. Um, but it's expensive. So a farmer, like a upcoming farmer who doesn't have enough capital, do you think this is doable? Do you think it's feasible at all?
What I would say that this technology, these types of farming are not expensive as people perceive them, because at the
Okay.
long run, you find that it's very cheap. The only thing, the expense part of it is building that the initial cost.
Hmm.
Okay, but then in terms of running cost, is very low because the labor
Okay.
uh, is very small, and then at the same time, you don't need a lot of inputs.
Mm.
You don't need a lot of inputs. You don't need a lot of things. So at the end of the day, you'll see that it is cheaper than the other side, the conventional farming.
Mm.
But then for the cost aspect, for us to make it more attractive and more appealing to farmers, what we have done is to use as locally available materials as possible, to just to lower the cost and to make it reasonable.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's really good. I know I talked to you earlier, and I would like you to to tell us like what is the most sought out crop when it comes to vertical farming? Like what are people really planting?
Okay, Africa is as like a diverse culture.
Hmm.
Okay, when it comes to food, people, different communities have different staple food.
Right,
For
right.
example, when you're in, for example, I'll give example with Nairobi. People appreciate potatoes. People appreciate capsicum. People in urban areas appreciate lettuces. Okay,
Okay.
this may be different from maybe a community in Burkina Faso, for example, who now appreciate maybe the aubergine,
Okay.
okay, or eggplant, okay. So these crops, people appreciate them differently
Hmm. Hmm.
based on their culture,
Right, right.
okay.
So
But
like
then
for
in other
example
one,
for example in Liberia, we love rice.
you love
What does
rice.
that? Yes, we love rice. And now
Yeah,
like
you love
how
rice.
can
So
we
if people love rice, there's a technology that can be used to grow rice in large quantities. You see?
really?
Yeah,
Vertically?
sure. Yeah. You can
Hmm.
use aquaponics.
Okay.
You can use hydroponics. Okay.
Huh.
You can use conventional agriculture to grow rice, but then in a smart way
Okay.
that yield more than the normal technology that people use, the normal method of farming. And then there's a lot of innovation that has been happening on the rice value chain. Initially, rice was grown on paddy,
Mm-hmm.
but nowadays you can grow rice in a dry land.
Okay.
So these innovations keep on improving day by day.
Hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Like, okay, so when you're growing rice via hydroponics, can you tell us a little bit? Because I don't even know what that is.
Uh, Hydroponics basically means growing crops without soil, and
Ah,
instead, a nutrient-rich solution is recirculated over the roots of the plant, and the plant is able to grow all year round without
okay.
any season. So what we are able to do when, for example, we are growing rice, we have to learn the aspect of the requirement that a rice need to grow to its optimal. For example, it's a paddy right amount of water,
Okay.
amount of temperatures that are required, the nutrients level, that's when we measure in terms of the EC, electrical conductivity, and those aspects. So after
Okay.
this, we compile them together and give rice the best optimal condition under which it grows, and it's exiled.
Okay. Okay. Will you say it's hard labor for rice? Like because a lot of people from my country, Liberia, wants to engage in rice farming, right? But some
Yeah,
people
sure.
think is more labor intensive, is more expensive, and like, what do you what is your experience?
The moment you go smart and you introduce innovation in your farming, it becomes labor extensive.
Okay,
Okay. So, for example, when you're growing soillessly, for example, I'll give you that example. It's very sustainable. So the only amount like you require the in terms of cost is the structure. For example, when you're building the structure. But then in the long run, now the operating cost will be pretty much low. For example, if you're doing aquaponics, you have two technologies that are being induced together, which are the aquaculture and then now the hydroponics aspect. The
okay,
aquaculture, you are rearing fish, okay, and then the fish produce the wastes, which are in form
okay.
of ammonia, and the ammonia is converted into nitrates, which is subjected into the roots of the plant in the hydroponics system. Yeah,
Mm,
then the hydroponic
okay,
system consume the nutrient. At the same time, it purifies the water to make it friendly for the fish. So it's more of a mutual benefit system.
mm,
Okay.
okay,
So at the end of the day, you'll find that you get your fish. At the end of the day, you get your rice in large quantities. But then you will not incur the high cost of inputs like the fertilizer.
mm-hmm,
At the
mm-hmm,
same time, the operating cost when it comes to labor, we have weeding, tilling the land, spraying, because spraying for pests and diseases is more minimal because
mm-hmm.
the environment is controlled
Okay, okay,
and the
that's fair.
system that you're using is clean. Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. So I'm assuming though you don't need a large quantity of land for this,
Sure,
obviously.
sure, sure.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Sorry. My light is up here. Okay, yeah. Guys, if you have any questions, please go ahead. Ask us. We are here to have you guys get educated about farming. A lot of you guys have expressed interest in maybe just knowing about farming, wanting to start your farm. And Peter here, my God, he knows how to allow people to have sustainable farms. This is what he does. And so if you have any questions, definitely shoot them over here for us so we can proceed with those. Okay, so you go to South Africa, you do vertical farming there. What is like what was the most in demand thing there? Because I want to know. I'm very curious. Like, what are they planting over there?
South Africa has more of the same culture as East Africa. East Africa.
Okay.
They consume more of the tomatoes, the cherry tomatoes, the capsicum,
Okay.
because it's a multicultural or multi-ethnic country.
Mm-hmm.
They more appreciate the temperate crops like the lettuces,
Okay.
the
That is
herbs.
okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And these are the main crops that we are really are promoting
Mm-hmm.
because they are of high demand. At
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
same time, they are profitable because at the end of the day, we not only want to achieve the food security to communities, but at the same time, we want people to be economically empowered.
Yes. Yes. That of course. Getting into agriculture it helps grow GDP, right? But also you have to think about the profitability in that aspect too. So when you talk
Yes.
about profitable, are you talking more so feeding the people locally, or are you talking about exporting?
It depends. Yeah.
Okay.
Normally, exports comes with a lot with its standards. It's the most profitable when you're doing farming, but then the standards normally comes with like it comes with its standard, and for a farmer to maintain that standard, it normally takes a time and another training and everything of sort, something of sort. So what we normally encourage for farmers is to first you self-empower yourself, get yourself food secure, have food to eat, and then the surplus sell to the community, sell to the market to get, for example, some amount of money to build for you a house, and just do your own project and something of sort. And then if you grow big now you can leverage on external markets which are international, because by then
Okay.
you could have learned a lot of things in your
Yeah.
farming, and it will much be easier.
So you've
Yeah,
already armed yourself with knowledge instead of just thinking, exporting would be your first
yeah.
way
So yeah,
out.
so you grow gradually, because at the end of the day, Africa is food is insecure,
Right,
and the
right.
ultimate aim is to make ourselves food secure first before we think of exporting the surplus.
So you would say we have the market, right? So some people say,
Market
well,
is
I don't know if I'm going to be profitable if I just leave my market in Africa. Do you think there's still profit?
market is huge. There is huge potential of market,
Okay,
the huge
okay,
demand. Yeah,
okay, okay.
it's huge.
That's good. That's good. So some of you who are saying, hey, I can't get my product out there. I do know people who can really they don't have a market. Like some people have cassava for gari and other things, but they don't have the market for it. And so now, like, do you have any experience in how they can get a market, like how they can go about those things?
Normally, when we train farmers, we train them across the whole value chain. That is from
Okay,
the production to value addition to marketing.
okay.
So what we normally we try as much as possible after training and they are produced to link them with the market, because this is the
Mm,
huge problem that most of the farmers have when they
mm-hmm.
want to farm. So
Yeah.
when they farm, when we train them and we now send them to go and farm, we put them in groups so that they complement each other. So after
Mm,
putting them in groups, they grow together and then value add their products. and then they sell together as a group, and this
Ah,
gives
okay.
them a huge bargaining power as opposed to when you go to farming alone and you sell alone.
Right, right.
And also when they sell uh, uh, in a group, there's that consistency in
Okay.
production. They can
Okay.
stagger their crop so that this group sell produce after a certain period of time, plant at a certain period of time, so that when they sell and their produce goes towards ending, the other groups are now starting to sell. So it gives them that continuous supply of the product.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and this,
Okay.
and that
That
guarantees them the market.
that's a good point though, because I do see individual farmers that still struggle to get the product out there. And like you said, doing this in group not only help with quantity, but it helps to get your product out there
Sure.
to gain that profit. Okay, we do have some comments here. Sounds interesting from Ahmed Magil. Then there is the only Linus. She said, "Hi, watching from the States. What would be
Yeah.
an easy entry level crop to grow in Liberia for someone with only gardening experience?" Like just I know you're not from Liberia, you're from Kenya, but generally farming I say would be like the same concept. So a entry crop, just overall, what would you say would be an entry crop to grow?
Which leafy vegetables do you consume in Liberia?
Okay, so a lot. I mean, we do eat potatoes. We do eat potatoes. God, I'm going blank. Somebody help me here. I mean, tomato too. That's
The
another one.
greens, the
A
greens,
lot
the
of
greens.
greens. A lot of greens. Yes, a lot of
Which
greens.
ones? Which ones? Swiss
Um,
chard, collard, spinach.
we oh God, I'm going blank. Somebody help me. Oh God, we do eat potato greens, right? It's like greens from the potato leaf, from potatoes, the
Sure.
leaves from the potatoes. And then cabbage is another one. Um,
Yeah.
okra, okra is huge there. Um,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
just okay.
I will give example with okra. Okra is one of the easiest crops to grow.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a
Okay.
hardy crop. So you can start
Okay.
with it, and then on your demo farm, you do it like if your main target for that at entry is okra, but then you have a plan to grow other crops in future or to scale up. So you can, for example, if you have 2 acres of land which you want to grow your okra, and then you have other plants of growing maybe potatoes, leaves, or something of sort in the future, you can take 1 and maybe 3/4 piece of land and leverage more on the okra, and
Mm-hmm.
then the other small piece you do more of a demonstration of the plots so that you see how these crops are performing, so that it gives you an insight when you want to expand which types of crop that you can grow. But when you're starting
Mm-hmm.
farming, always the advice has been go for the crop which is easy, the easiest to grow. It
Easier
will
to grow.
motivate you, because when you start with the one which is more complicated, and something goes bad in the process, you will get demotivated and you will hate farming.
Mm, mm, mm. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that's a very good point. That's a good point. So if you go to something like avocado that takes a while to grow, you
yeah,
might be
sure,
disappointed.
sure.
Definitely. Okay, so will you say the same for tomatoes? Because a lot of people too are looking to get into potatoes, not potato tomatoes.
Yeah, tomatoes is one of the profitable crops that you can grow, but then it's normally complicated in a way. Uh, there are some aspects that you have to check before you grow potatoes. You have to test your soil to know the pH.
Mm,
You have to test your soil to know if the pathogen which are in the soil, like for example, bacterial wilt and fusarium wilt is normally the biggest problem, and they manifest themselves at the productive phase. So we plant tomatoes and it just goes very well, very promising, and then boom, when it start flowering, start producing fruit, they start wilting. So
mm-hmm,
these are the
mm-hmm.
aspects that you have to do. You have to test your soil to know this
Test your soil.
aspect. Yeah.
Okay.
Then all the farming inputs has to be put in place before you start farming tomatoes, so that you do more of a preventive measures than curative,
Okay.
just to make
Yeah,
it work.
yeah. Okay. The same is applicable for tomatoes, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody made a comment here. My girl also made a comment. He said potato greens. Yeah, that's what I said. Potato greens is something I love. Potato greens. It comes from potato, the leaves, potatoes.
Yeah.
So somebody also said we eat cabbage, collard greens, water spinach, right? We talk
Yeah.
about spinach. Is spinach really hard to grow? Like, what do you
It's
think?
easy. Very easy.
Easy?
Yeah, it's very easy.
How long does it take?
Spinach, you start harvesting spinach after 8 to 10 weeks when you're growing it in soil. But when you grow it
Oh,
hydroponically, within 6 weeks.
oh, 6 weeks if you're doing hydroponically. Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. That means like soilless. Okay. And why does it take long hydroponically?
Hydroponics, it takes short. Yeah. It takes short because before we grow crop in a hydroponic system, it's more control. We analyze the amount of nutrients that it needs at a certain stage. We check the aspect of the pH, okay,
Okay,
and the media that it use. It's very perfect. So the
okay.
so the crop tends to focus all more of its energy on the leaves as opposed
Ah,
to the soil based, which now maybe if you plant in the soil structure is poor, so the roots struggles. So most of the energy is focused on the roots struggle. And then, for
okay.
example, when the soil has not been tested and there's the pathogen in the soil, the crops tend to focus all its energy in fighting the pathogen, and it forgets its core mandate
Mm.
of growing the leaves. So hydroponics gives you the ultimate crop that you need.
Ah, okay, I see, I see. That makes sense. I'm learning so much, I swear. I know mostly about the conventional farming, and just recently, I've started to invest in stocks for across, vertical type crops because I know as we grow in population, we're going to head towards that. The land space may not be conventional farming, may not be too
Yeah,
applicable to us. So now we're going towards that vertical farming aspect.
yeah, for sure.
How about peppers? How about peppers? Like that's something that's in high demand in Liberia too.
Yeah,
If somebody wanted to get a pepper farm, what do you say?
yeah. Pepper also is one of the best crops to grow in hydroponics. Gives you a good production. So if, for example, if you don't have a huge piece of land, you can do hydroponically. But if you have a
Okay,
huge piece of land, you can do conventionally, but in a smart way to complement each other.
okay.
Sure.
So pepper does not take long to grow.
Peppers take, it depends. In hydroponics, takes in a hot area, you start harvest in the what? In the around on the 10th week, you start
Okay,
harvesting your peppers. But then convectionally, when you're growing on the soil, it takes more of 3.5 months.
3.5 months. Okay,
Three
on
and a
the
half
on the
months.
in a conventional way, the soil.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Conventionally.
that's something that's in high demand. And for this too, like, are you testing pH? Like, what are some aspects that people should know if they're looking to plant peppers?
When you're applying peppers on, or like the growth parameters are more of the same. You have to focus on the pH between when you're growing in the soil between 5.8 to 7.0.
Okay.
Okay. When you're growing hydroponically, 5.8 to 6.5. So it's through this pH that the nutrients that are available to the crops for consumption. When you exceed, the nutrients get unavailable. When you try to do it more little below the level, it becomes unavailable. And then the
Mm,
EC. The EC is the electrical conductivity, more of the amount of soluble nutrients that are in the soil or in the hydroponic system. The EC, when you plant, when the growth stage is a bit low, still low, it should be around 1,500 averagely,
mm, mm,
maybe up to 2,000. But then when
mm,
it
mm.
goes up, and that one you increase gradually. You increase it gradually as it grows until it reach the productive phase, which now you
Okay.
require something like 3,000 to 4,000 electrical conductivity. That's the amount of soluble nutrients.
Mm, mm, mm,
Yeah,
mm, mm. Oh, my brain is like happy. I'm learning so much here today.
yeah, for sure.
Okay, so let's say there's another question. Okay, so what are easy crops to grow? Like, what would you say easy crops to grow? Like, what are some in your experience?
Just like I said, for example, I'll give you an example with Liberia. The easiest crop that you can start with is the okra.
Mm,
Okay.
mm, okay.
Another easy crop that you can grow is cucumber.
Cucumber. Okay, easy.
Yeah.
Why is
Then
that? Like, why is that?
cucumber is more of hardy crop,
Okay.
and it doesn't need a lot of attention and care.
Okay.
You see,
Okay.
as compared to other crop, maybe like tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a crop that when you start with, it will guarantee you, it will give you a lot of stress that will make you maybe uh, hate agriculture. But the idea is we want to usher you into agriculture in a more profitable and less risky way. And then
Mm-hmm.
slowly but surely you upgrade to more difficult crop to deal with. You can grow leafy vegetables like Swiss chard. Swiss chard is more spinach. You can grow
Mm-hmm.
lettuces. Lettuces you more target the restaurants.
Okay.
Okay, and then strawberry is not. It's also a crop that you can introduce in Liberia. Most of the people are doing cakes using the strawberries.
Mm.
Uh, well, there are strawberry jams and there's
Yeah.
strawberry
Yeah.
juice. So you can grow strawberry and value add.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Definitely
that
value.
will
You
give
can
you the
definitely
high
value
product.
added crop. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. 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 So if somebody looking to start uh, mm, a farm for like cucumbers, for example, like, do you think that's cost effective? Like, do you think it's expensive? What is the cost range? Can you tell a little bit more about that in terms of cost?
In terms of cost, actually, cost normally depend on different countries.
Okay.
But for example, when you're growing an acre, that's soil based. Because there are
Okay.
some people will be interested in soil based and soilless. So
Okay.
you know there's a cost of tilling the land
Okay.
for an acre, which probably averagely can be $40
Okay.
tilling the land, and then there's cost of the seed for an acre,
Okay.
which for a good seed, maybe a good seed that's a hybrid can be around 150 USD.
Okay.
And then there's cost of the input, which now is the fertilizer,
Okay.
which during planting you need 100 bags, 100
Okay.
kilos, 100
Oh,
kilos of
okay.
the DAP. Okay,
Okay.
and then in crop dressing, you need another 100 kilo of the NPK. Okay, so that's also a a cost factor. And fertilizers, their cost range differently in different countries.
Okay.
Okay, and then you have the inputs. So that is now the fungicide, the pesticides to spray. This the more you do it to prevent the pest and the fungal infection that may come. And then
Okay.
this the cost of maybe when you're now doing weeding
Mm-hmm.
for some labor, it
Okay.
may cost you around another 50 USD.
Okay.
And then what?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
sure.
listening. Yeah. 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 Those. Okay.
Maybe now you when you are to advance, you do some strengtheners like biostimulants to uh, just to increase the growth, make the growth a little bit faster. You get it? So the cost of
Yeah. Yeah.
producing an acre of for example,
Cucumber.
cucumber can be around $500. Okay,
Okay.
from
That's
planting
not
to
bad. That's
yeah,
not bad at all.
it's not bad.
That's not bad.
And then the returns may be something like 1,200 USD, and this is after 2.5 months.
Okay, that's not
You
bad.
see,
Yeah. So
but
like,
then
if somebody with no if somebody let's say I don't have experience. Obviously, I don't have experience in cucumbers, and I needed
yeah,
an expert like yourself. Like, okay, for you to help me start my farm. They will have to
sure,
fly you to where you have to go, right? Let's say
sure,
Liberia, for example. Okay.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will cut off for the flight cost. They will cut off for the accommodation, and they will agree on the agronomic fee, consultation
Okay.
fee. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so I have a question here. How possible is it to grow peppers hydroponically due to the fact that it grows as a taller tree?
Okay. Sorry, repeat the question.
Okay, how possible is it to grow pepper hydroponically due to the fact that it grows as a taller tree?
Okay, that's a good question. There are two varieties of peppers.
Okay.
We have the determinate, which you harvest after 3 months, the production ends. Then we have the indeterminate, which you harvest continuously for 9 to 10 months. Okay.
Okay.
So normally the greenhouses, the way they have been constructed is that the pitch is about 5 meters high. Okay,
Mm.
5 meters high. But this one can even go longer. That is just a standard. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this one can even go higher per se. So uh, most of the varieties that we grow, they go up to 2.5 uh, meters high, 2.5 meters.
Okay.
Okay, and remember the pitch of the greenhouse, standard greenhouse, around 5 meters.
Yeah.
Okay, height, and then the option of pruning so that
Mm-hmm.
it grow more laterally.
Okay.
Okay, and training it back. So that one can be done inside the greenhouse. So now you do more of pruning and you stick using the trellising line. When you're growing in the open field, you can also leverage on the same. You stick
Okay.
and you support
Okay.
it. Sure.
Okay. All right. Hopefully, Rufus, that answered your question. So Miss Sandra Freeman here says peppers are growing in the U.S. by the Chinese in abandon in abundance. Can it be done in Liberia? I mean, yeah,
Yeah, it can be done. It can be done. The
yeah.
first, of course, what you do is to, if you're doing it commercially, you have to do your good market research so that you make sure that your produces will guarantee market. And
Okay.
then you go ahead and do the soil testing to know your soil requirement. And then after from that, now we'll know the type of input that we'll put into your soil for the maximum production. And then you
Mm-hmm,
should
mm-hmm.
grow. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Pasi here from Rwanda.
Yeah.
Hey, hello, hello, Pasi. Yeah, thank you so much for this one. Yes, thanks for watching, my friend. Pasi is awesome. Here, okay. So Zawadi, what's the Cash App? This is a good topic. Oh, thanks. My Cash App is ah. Let me write it there. Let me write it here if I remember it. Hold on. Let me just write my Cash App name. Um. Oh Lord. Okay, so that's the name of my Cash App. Thanks for asking for that. Okay. We need to listen carefully because farming will get us out of food shortage. Yeah, I completely agree. I think agriculture, while a lot of youth don't think is attractive, is the way forward. We as a continent, we have a problem with food security. We are very insecure when it comes to food, and so I think a lot of young folks, people in general, should really gravitate towards farming and just the whole agriculture field.
Yeah. I
Um,
think
yeah.
I think let me just add a point on that. I think the way agriculture has been packaged, I think I would attest that when I was young, uh, when I was in school, agriculture was used as a punishment. So
Mhm.
when you make
Mhm.
noise in class and your name has been written by the prefect or the class secretary, you're being given a djembe and giving a land to go and till. So most of the youths grew up knowing that agriculture is a punishment thing, you
Mm,
see.
mm, mm.
And then when they went home, because most of the Africa household depend on agriculture as they are in level of income, they see their parents till, they sweat, it's not just cool. They
Right.
dig, get tired, and so they just hated it. Okay.
Yeah.
But then what we'll be able to do is to make agriculture attractive. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
And we remove the labor
Yeah.
so that you can actually go to a farm with a suit
Mhm.
and maybe instead of watering manually, now we've introduced drip lines. We've introduced artificial intelligence and the automation where even if you're not there at the farm, you can just click on the farm or
Yep.
set the time for irrigation, and then your farm just irrigates itself. Okay,
Yeah.
so we've made it to remove the negative things that has been uh, pushing the youths away and make it as cool as possible.
Yeah.
At the same time, we made it profitable
Mhm. Mhm.
for
Mhm.
the youths like money
Yes.
and expensive lifestyle.
Yeah.
So we made it more profitable by growing
Mhm.
crops with high returns.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And also this campaign that has been done to when they are advertising agriculture, they more bring cool people as a picture
Yeah.
on these articles that they write. They don't. They have been for a very long time. They've been just posting the old grandmas, people sweating when talking about agriculture. But actually, there is this campaign that is now going on to make it. They take handsome people who are
Yeah.
looking cute and attractive and clean, and they post them there.
So,
So
so
yeah,
they're pretty much repackaging agriculture.
yeah,
They're
agriculture,
repackaging pretty
like
much,
that. Yeah, sure.
which is very brilliant. Yeah, something recently we started to do on our farm is to just have water flowing automatically instead of just putting water in the containers that feed the birds. It just flows automatically now on our
Sure.
farm. It's just more sustainable and it's less labor intensive. Okay,
Yeah.
so we have here. Okay, so he said, "What is the most profitable food to grow? A crop? What would you say?"
What is the most profitable crop to grow? It depends with your country.
Okay,
Okay. But then there are few crops that I like growing on my side. Capsicum is my best.
which one?
Colored capsicum, colored
Carrot.
peppers.
Okay,
I'll give you an example why I think it's the most profitable on my side. Okay. When you grow indeterminate, this
okay.
this this is a capsicum that which you continuously harvest for 7 to 8 months, something of sort.
Mm-hmm.
Peak production. Each capsicum, one of it gives you an average of 10 kilos
Okay.
for this entire production. I'll give you the maths,
Hmm.
okay? And then a greenhouse, for example, when you grow hydroponically, a greenhouse of 8 meters by 30 meters, you will have 1,200 crops. Okay.
Okay.
Let's assume that there is that attrition of maybe 20%. We
Mm-hmm.
lose 20%. Okay. We remain with a reasonable. Let's say we've lost 200. This maybe they have not grown well because the nutrition problem, or that seed was not that good, or just something they were not getting enough water or something of sort. So we remain with 1,000
Right.
stems, yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
each gives us 10 kilos. That's
Okay.
how many? That's 10,000. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
10,000 kg. That's 10 tons. Okay, 1 kg in a market sells at averagely, I would say, is $3
Okay.
per
Okay.
kilo. Per kilo.
I'm
I know you
listening.
buy when you're in Africa, you buy capsicum, colored
Right.
capsicum. When you go to supermarket, it goes up to $5 per
Okay.
kilo. Okay, but off-take market is around $3.
Hmm.
So that means that these are how many dollars?
I mean, you're
10,000 kilos times $3.
$10,000. Hmm.
That's how much?
30.
That's 30
Yep.
30,000
Right.
USD, right?
Yep.
And the cost of producing this when you are installing this averagely, for example, is around 1,000. Is around 12,000 USD. So you are guaranteed that is when you're installing hydroponics. You are
Yeah.
guaranteed of a profit or break even in the first year. But then when you're growing, we are growing inside a greenhouse, but then you're not doing it hydroponically. It can cost you half the amount.
Okay.
That is around
Gotcha.
6,000 USD.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to produce that. But then the production in soil based, though inside the greenhouse, will be a bit lower. So instead, when we were getting around 10 tons, we may get six
Hmm.
tons. Okay,
Okay.
so if we are selling at 3 shillings, $3 per se, $3, that one will still get 18,000 USD.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's still profitable.
Very
Okay, so
profitable.
you have the option. So you have the option with you. And then when you're growing the open field, per acre, 1 acre holds something like 20,000
Okay.
plants. Huh? But then in the open field, we normally grow the determinate varieties.
Okay.
at least each may give you, maybe just give it, because open field production, there's a lot of problems that comes with
Okay.
it. Yeah. So if you give it maybe $1,
Mm-hmm.
a kilo per plant, and then there's that attrition of maybe we lose 4,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's remaining around
16,000. Yeah.
16,000, 16,000.
Yeah.
Okay. So if 16,000 each gives you a kilo, you're having how many?
I mean, you're selling
Yes, you're
$1,
having
so that's 16.
16,000 kilos.
Yeah.
Okay. You're having 16,000 kilos. Okay. If you're selling each kilo at $3 still, you're having good amount of money. See,
Yep.
having good amount of money. See, so it's
Okay.
profitable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
But the open field one, there's just a lot of uncertainties. There
Okay.
can be a disease outbreak, there can be floods. So these are some of the aspects that you have to put in place before you do farming.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
That's really good. I would definitely love to talk to you more about that one. All right. So let's see. Whew, that was good. What are some common organic fertilizers that you can recommend to beginner farmers?
Organic fertilizers. Different
Yep.
commercial producers give them different names. But
Okay.
then uh, what you have to know before buying, you have to check the composition of the fertilizer that you are buying.
Okay.
For example, when you are planting, you have to look at the ratios of the nutrient. When you're
Mm,
planting, you need for example, the NPK, and at the NPK, you will need high phosphorus content or more of a balance. So you check with the one which is more 20-20-20,
okay.
okay? Or you check one with the highest phosphorus to help you start with the root development. And then when you're top dressing here, we want more leaves. For example, if you're
Mm,
growing maybe capsicum or tomatoes, yeah. So when you want more leaf, you focus more of the nitrogen. So if it was
okay.
20-20-20, it's called NPK. If for 20-20-20, nitrogen is the first one. NPK 20-20-20. So the initially was 20. So this means that when you're top dressing, the nitrogen has to be higher, maybe 30-20-20. Okay, you
Mm-hmm.
see it. So you check on the ratios and the composition of the nutrients, and based on the soil analysis result that you got. And then
Okay.
of course, when you're finishing it up at a production phase, you need more potassium. So you check if NPK, K is the potassium. So you check the potassium must be high, 40. So you look at the fertilizer with the highest potassium. Okay. So if 20-20-40, something of sort. You see? So you have to know how to read the fertilizer to
Okay.
get the best. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Great, 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 great. Hopefully he answered the question. Okay. Let's see here. How long would it take to grow pineapple? 1 year. I know that. Go ahead, Peter. Pineapple.
The pineapple.
Yes.
The pineapple, it depends with the environmental conditions that are in the area, but
Mm-hmm.
you can harvest it between 8 months to the 12 month.
Yes. So
Yeah.
for our farm,
It's
it's a
more-
year that we are looking at. So that's why I say a year. But yeah, it can go definitely between 8 months to a year. And also too, if you're exporting it, you need time period to ensure that it doesn't rot or it doesn't, have some issues with it.
Pineapple is a perishable horticulture crop.
Right.
So then when you're exporting it, you have to harvest it and
Early.
immediately organize for shipment.
Yep.
But when it takes a bit long, it will lose some of its nutritional
Nutrient.
aspects. Yeah.
Hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. That I know.
But then actually also when you're growing pineapple, you should leverage on maybe now the value addition,
Hmm.
where now you're making the jams, packaging
Juices.
well, and sending, and juices, something of sort.
Yep.
Actually, it normally gives more profit. Value addition gives more profit than selling the actual fruit itself.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm excited because I'm into pineapple farming, and I do see the value added to this as well. Like it's not just pineapple jam, pineapple candles, pineapple fruit
Yeah.
juices, all kinds of good things. Anyway, let's see. Thank you so much. Very important information. Yes, Angeline. Hello, hello, experienced Africans. A lot of money in farming. You just got to do it right. Yes. Could you also recommend some common organic pesticides?
At the same time, I'll explain the pesticide and the fungicide, just like I explained about
The
the
NPK.
fertilizers. So for the
Hmm.
organic pesticides, you must know the active ingredients.
Okay.
Okay. So if, for example, you are targeting maybe the aphid, okay, or the white flies, the active ingredients that are in that particular pesticide that control it. So,
Okay.
okay. And then when you're buying pesticide again, what you have to consider, you have to know whether it's a preventive or a curative.
Okay.
So, for example, if you are more of the disease has not attacked your farm, and there's
Mm-hmm.
normally a program that you have to follow when you're growing crops. Okay.
What's going on, Peter? Your internet. Let's see here. How are you here? All right, guys, just stay with us. Probably his network there. But hey, as I said before, this is all knowledge. This is free knowledge. This is something we pay for, okay, for Peter to do. And so he's here giving y'all knowledge. Knowledge is power. Sorry. Um, okay, so while I wait for Peter there, I'm just gonna be reviewing some of these things. Okay, I've been following a backyard fish farmer in Ghana online. Is it profitable with the right training and equipment for a country like Liberia? That's a very good question, Miss Sandra Freeman. I think I talked about this recently on my channel. Fish farming is one when you know about it. He'll get back on. When you know about it, obviously the right way, the right channel, the right people to work with you, it becomes very profitable actually. This is something that I've also talked to Peter about. I have some friends who are involved into fish farming in South Africa specifically. Hopefully, I will have one of them on this channel one day soon. But it is. But again, like I said, you need the right people to work with and people who know what they're doing in order for you to really get this business moving, fish farming. A lot of people are interested in that, but you need those who are experienced to help you with it. So yeah, guys, stay tuned. Peter will be back on here. Some interruption with his network, I'm sure. Um, it is what it is. My lips are dry, so I have to put lip gloss on. Sorry. So yeah, let's see here. Let's see here. Do you also recommend some comment? Okay, we already answered that part. Do you provide training for grafting avocado trees? What type of avocado would you recommend with farmer? Okay, when he comes on, then you guys will know definitely. I'm here. Thank you for doing this. Okay, of course. Yeah. If we seek this kind of advice before, then we will profit network in Africa. So, hey, don't generalize now. Come on. So yeah. So vertical farming. Vertical farming is something that a lot of us are not either aware of or have had experience with. However, even in the United States, that's where we're heading. To go not to the soil, right? To have space outside of the soil, so it's more soilless, and that's what Peter has very very good expertise in. I mean, he does conventional farming, but he's trying to allow people to see the other possibilities when it comes to farming. Doesn't necessarily have to be the soil. Um, Things that can grow hydroponically. That's his expertise. And so some of us who are into agriculture trying to diversify our portfolio across different crops, this is a system that honestly I try to get him to really teach me more about how to set it up. Yeah, it is, expensive to some extent depending on for the initial setup, but in the long run, it becomes more sustainable for you, very low labor intensive, and actually it helps a lot with getting your products quickly out there, and also like being freed of diseases that may impact crops. So while I'm definitely not into vertical farming yet in Liberia, that is my long-term goal. It's on the is on my list of things to do. Right now, though, we are focused on the farm, the poultry farm, to ensure that things are more easily done versus just hard labor, making the farmers to feel a little at ease versus um, he's back on, guys. Let me see. Oh, let me figure this out. Hey, Peter. Peter, welcome back.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Okay.
Sasa,
Okay, thank
habari,
you.
habari, 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 habari.
Mhm. Mhm. Nzuri.
Okay, okay. Poa, poa, poa.
Mm.
All right. So we have this lady, she said, I've been following a backyard fish farmer in Ghana. Is this profitable with the right training and equipment? Like fish farming. Do you know anything about fish farming?
Yeah, sure.
What
Fish
can you
farming
tell
is
us?
also it's also very profitable. You can
Mm-hmm.
do cage farming, and you
Okay.
can also do it in the mainland.
Okay.
So there's just some parameters that you have to know. The target market, whether you want to your target market needs, for example, the catfish or they
Catfish.
need
Okay.
tilapia,
Tilapia or
and then you
catfish.
also need
Okay.
to know the feeds that are required, the stocking density, and
Okay.
I would say fish farming is also very profitable. You
Yeah, yeah.
also need
I
you only need to be very keen, and you have to be very clean because
mm-hmm.
fish actually they don't need a lot of that. So you have to find a way of just make sure that the water that you are giving to your crops, your fish, is very clean and is taken care
Okay.
of. Yeah.
Okay. But Sander Freeman, hopefully he answered that. Very profitable from what I've heard from some of my friends, like I said, in South Africa. Um, do you provide training for grafting avocado trees? What type of avocado would you recommend a farmer to start with?
The Hass avocado is the best avocado that a
Has.
farmer can venture in. Yeah, the hash
Okay.
avocado is the best
Okay.
because yeah. So when you're doing the hash, you have to graft it. You take the scion and the rootstock of different varieties. For example, the rootstock should come from the normal or the hardy
Okay.
type of avocado, and then the
Okay.
scion you take from the hash one, and then you
The has. Okay.
graft. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. So her question is, do you provide training for that, Peter?
sure, sure, I do.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. How long does it take to grow avocado? I can hear you. Can you guys hear Peter? If you can hear him, give him thumbs up. I can't really hear him. Hold on, maybe it's mine.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay,
Okay,
I'm
I can hear you
saying
now. Uh huh.
the grafted avocado takes 3 years,
Three
and then it
years.
serves you
Okay.
for the next 20 or so years. Yeah,
Oh wow. Okay.
sure,
Excellent.
sure.
Excellent. So how there you go. 3 years. He provides training for that. You can start with the Hass avocado. I love Hass avocado. I actually have it here. Love it. Love it.
Yeah, I train that. You can organize yourself in a group and tell me the number, and then I'll give you an offer for the training.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
excellent. There you go. Before the show ends, you're gonna give us your email, and then obviously they will try to contact you if applicable.
Yeah.
She said, okay, this person said, okay, if could seek this kind of advice before, okay, yeah, that's true. Okay, excellent. I definitely want to get into fish farming as well as agriculture, farming, gardening. I want to network with both West and East African brothers and sisters. Thank you for watching, Sherry. Where is the best and cheapest land for growing but has infrastructure to ship the product? Kenneth, are you asking for Liberia or East Africa? Like where? What are you talking about? Oh, how can you get this info? Uh, let's see. If you need to, you can send me an email. Kenneth Abdul says salute to Liberia and Saloon. Yes. Okay, Karibu. Peter, he said. Rupert said
Karibu.
Karibu. Karibu.
It should be
Hey,
Karibu. Mm.
Karibu, yeah. That's what he
Yep.
said. Um, how about rabbitry, like rabbit farming?
Yeah, I would say if you have the market for rabbits, also need just a good hygiene and just you feed them well. I'm not
Okay.
more of an animal expert, but I've
Okay.
interacted with more of rabbit farms. You just need
Okay.
to get your structure right, you get your feeds right, and then you make it clean. And rabbit urine also is used as a pesticide. You can
Okay.
also sell. So you
Mm-hmm.
sell the meat, you sell the urine itself.
Yeah, yeah. On our farm over there, the eggland farm, we sell the chicken manure. So you, it's not only that we're selling eggs, but we sell the manure as well. So like the same thing.
Yeah, you can
We could
sell the
do a
manure.
rabbit. Yeah, rabbit farming.
Yeah, rabbits are very lively and they're cute. Eh?
Yes.
Yeah,
So let's see here. Kenneth, I received your cash app. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And this is appreciating this conversation, Peter. So we're getting some money here. Thank you guys. You don't have to, but you're doing it, so we appreciate it. Um, so let's see here. Okay, so he said, Peter, you are doing great. I really appreciate this conversation.
yeah.
Um,
Thank you, thank you.
Kenneth said, grain, like the greens, it's big in it's big since Ukraine. Like more people are. What would you say about that for greens, like the wheat, those
Great.
type of things? Yeah.
Yeah, you can. I don't know if your country has a brewing industry,
Mm,
so you can actually do a contract farming with the brewing industry, and you do the wheat and the barley.
wheat. Okay.
Yeah, and they
Okay.
do extremely well. They don't need a lot it's one of the crop that are easy to grow.
Okay.
The only
It's
thing,
not
the
easy.
only problem that you may face is the birds. Yeah?
Okay.
But then there's a way you can control the birds.
Okay,
You
the
can,
birds. Okay, okay, okay.
yeah, yeah,
Huh. Okay. So guys, you heard it here first. Yes, with the whole thing going on right now, grains, wheat, all those things are in high demand and prices have been inflicted.
yeah.
It's across South Africa really. Those prices have really gone up. Um, so yeah, these questions are great. What am I missing? Have I covered everything here? We talk about the crops, those that are in high demand. We talk about rice, which is a staple food in my country, Liberia, and mostly West Africa too. Um, what else? What am I missing, Peter? What am I missing? Do you guys have Asante Sana, Peter? Somebody speaking your language
Yes,
or
right.
something.
Nimesema
Asante
karibu.
Sana.
Mhm.
Ah, I want to know a few words, guys. So yeah, so what was I even saying? I think we've covered. Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you, but you covered briefly that people think that farming is like a person's career, you know. But now it's being repackaged. Agriculture is being repackaged to attract a lot of young folks. So yeah, I don't think I need to go in depth with that question. That's something I wanted to talk about, but you've already answered. Oh, thank you so much for sending cash app. Another person just sent me a cash app. Peter, you're making money today. Thank you guys for all of this. Knowledge is power, as I say all the time on here. So Peter, could you kindly provide us with contact? Like if somebody needed you to go and help the farm, start up the farm, and they need to fly you somewhere, what's your contact?
Okay, I'll do it in a comment section.
Okay.
I don't. Huh.
Let me see here.
I'll do my email and the number. Okay. You can
Yep.
chat where the WhatsApp. You can chat via LinkedIn. You can send me
Yep.
emails. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm a very
He,
social person.
yeah, he's actually very available.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm a very social person. And I
yes,
may be
Peter like to dance, by the way.
I may be at your doorstep in the next few months. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you should also be updating me where you come from, so that I can, when I come to your country, say hi.
Okay. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
uh, okay. Let him put his info, then I'll ask this question. So Howard has another great question
Yes.
here.
So
Um,
I posted my number.
Okay, let's
That's
see.
when you can
Okay.
WhatsApp me freely. And
Okay,
then
guys.
I posted my personal email, and then my LinkedIn account, just Peter Nyateng, just like it's written on the screen.
Yeah, yeah. Guys,
Yeah.
please confirm that you got it. Okay, so do you guys got it? Okay, let's see. If not, I will share with them here. Hold on. Okay, so okay. Please, there you go. You have the info. Sharing is caring here. You guys, knowledge is power. So you have his information. So the next thing is, what breed of goat would you recommend for a commercial farming? Do you know anything about goat farming?
I'm, I'm, I'm
Uh,
not more of, I'm not more of an animal expert, but then if you want, so I can ask for friends who are doing animal, then I'll revert back to you. I'll
yeah,
help
yeah.
you on. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, please, if you have his email, he can always recommend. He has a lot
Yeah.
of
But
colleagues
there's
who are
this
into this
gala. I
field.
don't know. I don't know. It's called gala. This white goat. It's normally huge, and it's called gala. It's white, more white in a color. It's very hardy. So I see
Hmm.
farmers doing it, and they really getting good returns. So you can have a
Okay,
ranch
okay,
for your goats. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, guys, ladies and gentlemen, you can definitely email Peter, and he will recommend you to people who are experts in certain aspects of farming,
Yeah.
because his thing
For the
is
goats.
hydroponics, vertical, and other crops. He's a crop doctor, I would say. What breed of goat? Okay. Do you guys have any questions for Peter here? Okay, you got the info. Thank you. What if I don't know if I'm missing something else? I don't think so. I think we've covered a lot of it. Um, you talk about tomatoes. That is something other people needed to ask. Rice. You talk about rice because, like I said, we Liberians we love rice, and we were looking to really get ourselves into rice cultivation. So this is good. Let's see. Any other question, guys? Any other thing before we can let Peter go here and go and dance since he liked to dance so much.
Yeah, I like dancing.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess Peter, any other thing to add? They really like this conversation. Thank you so much for coming on. Anything to add?
Maybe just want to compliment. I really appreciate for you joining and taking your time to get to interact on this amazing session. And I hope moving forward we'll be cooperating more with Zawadi to give you more of the shows. We're coming with different topics so that we can cater for your needs. I really appreciate.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Asanteni.
Thank you. Yeah,
Mm.
all right. Bye, Peter. We'll talk to you soon. Okay. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye, bye, bye. I really appreciate. I really appreciate.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Bye, bye. Have a good
Bye.
day.
You too. Have a pleasant night there. Have a pleasant night.
Night, yeah, sure, sure, sure. Thank you.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Bye.
bye.
Let's see. Okay. Whatever questions you guys may have that we missed, uh, I will text that to Peter. Okay. Yes. Thank you guys for tuning in. When I do my little polls on this channel is to make sure I bring the info to you and bring experts, people who really know what they're talking about. Okay, credibility is very key on this channel here. For some reason, my light keep messing up with me here today. Um, my light don't want me to be great. Either way, I'm still good. So let me see. The goal is to have people who know exactly what they're doing and what they're talking about on this channel. So when I do my polls over there and say, hey, what do you want me to talk about? What would you like to see on this channel is for you. I cater my content to you. And so thank you guys for the feedback. And that's why I called Peter right away. I said, look, Peter, you work with me all the time on agriculture and other aspects of, farming. I need you to talk to my folks. And so that's why we have him on here. You guys are into real estate. You guys want me to talk more about real estate. I want to have some of my engineers on my channel to talk about these things. I also want to have some of my friends in different regions. I know we want to get with Liberian farmers to come on here to talk. We got to be a little patient because I'm talking logistics. Sometimes it's hard for me to arrange some of these things. But so my friends who are in other regions can really help us get the info we need, I will get them on here. And then obviously when I get to Liberia myself, I will go to these farms and go talk to people there physically, so I don't have to have issues with internet here and all this thing. So don't worry. I am going to be speaking with some people in Liberia who are into agriculture too. Don't worry. Don't worry. So we get people over here that know exactly what it is that they're talking about. You want real estate? I would bring engineers on this thing here. You want whatever else you want here, trust me, I will get people on here that know their field. Although I missed it, I'm sure it was very informative. Yes, very informative. This young man, he knows, oh my God, he knows so much. Um, yes, so definitely look forward to having more people on here. Send me your feedback always. If I don't know, I will bring people in here to answer your questions. And then we can really get moving. We need to get Liberia to where it needs to be, and through knowledge, collaboration, we can get there. I really believe so. Um, Peter goes to different countries to do consultations. He start your farm actually. He doesn't want to start your farm from scratch. He follows up with your farmers, your technicians, and when you're even ready to harvest, and even to get it to the market and to get it to export it, like he follows you from start to finish. Your journey starts. He doesn't abandon you. He takes you on that journey to where you become profitable, and then you can say, you know what, Peter, I'm okay now. So he can take you on that journey as well. Thanks to Zawadi and Peter for this great topic. Indeed, it's amazing. Thank you guys so much for being interactive too. As always, we're family. We are such a family on this channel, so I appreciate all of you guys as well. Contact Peter, email the guy. He's very funny. He's very helpful, and get things rolling for yourself. If you want him to ever come back on this channel, let me know too. To talk specific crops, just to have specific crop discussions, like he can have those discussions on here as well. Anyway, I have other meetings. I have meetings upon meetings today. Today Sunday for meetings. So I need to also eat and get prepared for that. Have a pleasant day, everyone. Be blessed. Share this live, okay? Just share this live. Share this live. All right, take care, guys. Have a good Sunday. Be blessed. I have another interview scheduled today at 5 o'clock Pacific time. Pacific time, and it's going to be talking about why we should invest in Africa. Okay. So I'm going to be talking with Bill and Maisha Mimi. This is going to be good because a lot of people here in the US are looking to relocate to Africa or like start businesses in Africa, but they don't really know where to start. There are a lot of red tips. And so this conversation is going to be good. It's going to be good. So tune in, guys. Tune in. And then I'm going to be having another meeting, and today is a meeting day. When you ask me where I'm going to eat, I baked some fish 2 days ago. I'm gonna eat some of that and my vegetables and my brown rice. That's exactly what I'm going to eat. So have a pleasant one, guys. Take care.